Lash and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss Alec Empire's Generation Star Wars. Now, I think the first thing that I definitely want to get out of the way is how completely underrated Alec Empire is as far as being a producer of electronic music. He has managed to not only blur the lines, but jump the lines completely and successfully into so many different areas of electronic music production. And he always seems to do such a great job handling each new type of electronic music that he is attempting to create, that it's a real shame that his talents have gone largely unnoticed over the past 20 some odd years. And Generation Star Wars is just another absolutely prime example of just how stellar of a producer that man is. So many aspects of this record remind me of the Aphex twin and everything Richard D. James was doing, but it's not so much in the sense that Empire is ripping RDJ off. It's more that they were both coming up at roughly the same time. Technically, I think RDJ beats him by a few years. And of course, Aphex Twin's influence is absolutely massive, so it wouldn't surprise me in any way if I found out that Alec Empire was heavy into the Aphex Twin at this point. But with tracks like Lash the 90s reminds me so much of like classic era Aphex Twin, but not, like I said, in the sense that Empire's well is running dry, so he's attempting to just sort of copy the style of somebody else. This is more like, I see them as being complete equals. And this record, Sony Prostitute, is an absolutely killer song, and not to mention the fact that it's one of the best song titles I've ever heard. What else is on here? New Acid is on here. 13465 was amazing. Lash the 90s, of course. The couple tracks in German that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce, they were both a lot of fun as well, or the handful of them rather. But I have to say that I hate how it seems like no matter... Well, actually, you know what? No, actually, I take that back. I always kind of got the vibe that Empire was sort of a difficult guy, especially when he was younger. So maybe he didn't want the accolades that so many of us felt that he deserved. And that's why, you know, he remained the way that he did. But I do feel that he's released so many strong solo records. Everything from this here, all the way back to The Destroyer, through Miss Black America, The Futurist, Intelligence and Sacrifice. The man has just, his discography is so incredibly strong and so varied that I just feel like it's a complete and total shame that he didn't get more recognition. But like I said, he did strike me as being kind of difficult when he was younger, so maybe he just told everyone to fuck off. It's a serious possibility as well. But this record, what bothers me about Alec Empire not getting more attention is records like Generation Star Wars. There's not a bad song on here. From start to finish, it's like he starts strong with Lash the 90s, and then by the time you're hitting tracks like Smack, you're so involved in the record and you're allowing yourself to get lost in it so completely that this is reminding me totally of like Music's Lunatic Harness or the Richard D. James album or Square Pusher's Hard Normal Daddy or Big Loda, without borrowing from anybody other than maybe the Aphex Twin somewhat. This record definitely doesn't sound like anything Square Pusher's done, but it's just as distinct and it has its own unique footprint. And I just feel that due to the passage of time, Empire's work is just sort of getting lost in the undercurrent, and it's just being swept out to sea without anybody ever really getting a chance to appreciate it. And with records like Generation Star Wars, that is a real waste. I think I'll leave it there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little over 4 minutes while I discussed Alec Empire's absolutely killer record, Generation Star Wars. If you liked this review, like always, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.